Hello everyone, this is Mary Satoli with the Healthy Home Healing Network, empowering you to make better healing choices for yourself and your family. And I'm going to talk today a little bit about my healing process with cervical cancer. I'm journaling this kind of as a way to keep myself honest with what I'm doing, and also to help other people who are going through some of the same things to decide how they want to treat themselves without the pressure of Western medicine saying that, you know, it's a death sentence and fear Inc. and all the things that go along with it. Any of you who are going through that, I'm sure you'll probably understand what I'm talking about. In my last video, I talked a little bit about some of the things that I started out with, the vegan diet and the baking soda treatments and lemon juice and things that I had been adding to. I kind of, like I said before, it was a process that I just kept adding things as I found out the benefits of certain alternative, you know, herbs and things that are just in your cupboard. Turmeric, you know, it's got great anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer properties in it. I'm going to start back where I was talking about Jill Snyder and her advice about the baking soda douches, which slowed the bleeding down. And in fact, prior to getting transdermal or transvaginal ultrasound done, I had the bleeding stopped completely for about a week, and then every time they go in to do something, because I had that done, and then I had the polyp that I had removed and biopsied, and that was as far as I went, as far as anymore, because every time they'd go in, I would get more bleeding, and then it would take me days to get it stopped again. So I added, after I started the baking soda douches, which slowed the bleeding down tremendously, in fact stopped it, other than just some discharge and pink, you know, discharge here and there. I added to fresh turmeric root. And how I'm doing that is, and I read how I got into this as I listened to a doctor out of, I think he's in Canada, I don't remember his name, but he was using turmeric in like large doses, 8,000 milligrams, as high as that, I think, in a lot of patients with virtually no side effects from it. And the worst part about turmeric is it stains everything. It's like my underwear is all yellow, so I'm going to have to buy all new clothes when I get done with this, which would be nice if I had the money. I'd go shopping. But it's got great anti-inflammatory, anti-cancer properties. This guy actually showed a lab experiment where they had taken cancer cells in a petri dish and then added turmeric to it, and it actually showed how it was killing the cancer cells in the petri dish over a time-lapse camera. So after doing a lot of research and finding, you know, 2 or 3 substances that I found seemed to be some of the best treatments, I just kind of put together my own regime, and I just sort of, you know, looked at different things, and you kind of got to go when what you think feels best and what other people's experiences with certain things are. Like I mentioned before, I watch a lot of Chris Beats Cancer YouTube videos, and his guests are all amazing. They had like really late stage stuff that I mean, took a lot of courage to continue on those paths that they had and beat their cancers. It was pretty profound. So that's given me a lot of courage to take the same steps and do the same things for myself. So I started adding to the twice-a-day baking soda douches, boiling. I got some fresh organic turmeric root on Amazon. It was cheaper than buying it at the store. And I boil up a couple stalks of that and for about maybe 15-20 minutes, and then I let it sit all day. And then I do, in the morning, I add green tea extract, because that has huge, there's a name for it and it's escaping me right now, but it's where it stops the blood vessel stems, cancer cell stems, from proliferating, from spreading. And I kind of attribute that to this last round of getting this bleeding stopped for over a week now, and just had a little bit of surge of it last night, but it wasn't as heavy as the last ones have been. So I have to look at the fact that my skin's cleared up almost 100% and the bleeding is almost stopped. So I know that it's not gone, but it's in the right direction, and it's a slow process, but I'm staying the course because I just really firmly believe that surgery and any sort of invasive thing at this point in my life, after my immune system already being, and my nervous system from my head traumas being far worse as a result of, you know, damaging my immune system with more antibiotics. So I had to make a difficult choice, and I know everybody does with this, but you do the best you can and hope that you've made the right decision. That's all there is. So I added some green tea extract in the morning with baking soda, and then I have a liquid gel cap turmeric that because turmeric absorbs better in oil, and some of these substances do. It's like the Budwick protocol that I shared with you last time. That actually has you know, a lipid absorption process too. It just seems like these certain types of these substances seem to absorb better in some form of lipid or fat. And that's the same thing, philosophy behind the liposomal vitamin C is that you just absorb more of it when it's in a fat soluble format. And I don't know the science behind that. I just know that I've read a lot of studies that have been done on those particular substances, and there does seem to be a substantial amount of information that supports better absorption through that way. So I've been taking the gel caps orally, but I'm also taking, and I know, Jill, you won't approve of using a tampon, but it's working. And I take it, and it's real messy. I put on some surgical gloves to keep from the whole thing getting all over my hands, and I'm still got yellow fingers, and it's all over my shorts and everything. So it's messy. It's not an ideal treatment, but it seems to be working. I mean, it seems to be. And so I put some of the oily turmeric gel stuff on. You squeeze it out, and I put it on a tampon, and I just put it in after I do the morning douche. I put that in for maybe about 2-3 hours during the day, and when I take it out, it's like the bleeding stops. I mean, or if I have a lot of discharge coming out, it just seems like it sort of curtails it a little bit. It just seems to do something, and it soothes the cramping or the swelling feeling, because it's a really good anti-inflammatory. So again, this is just my process I'm sharing with you. I'm not saying any of it works. I'm documenting this for myself as well as other people who are going through it, because I think that it's good to share our experiences. It empowers other people when we empower ourselves to make a decision and hold firm to it. Like I said, I can't thank Jill enough, because her book really helped me make a decision. And I know when I think the part of it for me is that when I look for information and I'm seeking information and empowering myself to take that journey, I feel more centered, more grounded, less anxiety, because I feel like I've taken some sort of action rather than being a victim and just sitting here in my fear. So I think that even though it may or may not work for me, I don't know. None of us know our destiny. We're all going to die sometime, and I've lived a fairly substantial life already. I'm not old, but I'm not young either. So I think we've just been bred too much fear with everything. And do I have fear? Absolutely. I'm scared to death some nights. I can't sleep, and I lay here and I think the unimaginable. But somehow through meditation and yoga and grounding myself in some sort of spiritual routine, I'm able to sort of get myself through those moments. I don't think any of life is about ever being fearless. It's about doing in spite of the fear. We all have it, and especially when we get a diagnosis like cancer, we are in this journey in every way imaginable, and so you have to, I think, journey through it with every tool that you can find that might empower you a little bit. So So that was the process then, and I've been doing that now for about a month, where I've been every morning. Well, I just added the green tea extract about a week ago, but I do that in the morning with baking soda. At night I do turmeric and baking soda. I've boiled, in fact I have it on my stove right now, and it turns really rich red. It's really a deep color, and so I've been doing that in the evenings, and then the tampon suppository in the afternoon, leaving that in for a few hours, and then at night I take a garlic bulb, because a lot of cervical cancers are started from viruses, HPV virus, and I don't know, you know, that with all the stuff I had, my immune system was so beat up that I don't know that I didn't have some sort of cellular level infection. I've had a number of UTIs over the years, you know. I mean, we don't know. There's so much we don't know. And so I'm just kind of hoping for the best with this. And I take a bulb of garlic, and I thread it with a needle, so it's got a string you can pull the bulb out. And then I just poke a bunch of oils in it so the oil and the garlic can get out, because I've listened to a lot of people who really add tons of garlic into their diet as a way to boost their immune system. And I know I'm Italian, so I can swear by the garlic thing, because I was raised on garlic, and whenever I have typically felt like I'm coming down with a cold or flu or something, I chew up a couple bulbs of garlic and some apple cider vinegar, and I can usually knock it out in a matter of hours if I, you know, eat enough of it. So I do know it's a really effective immune system, and I've heard it is like not like one of the #1 cancer killing food things that you can eat is onions and garlic. So I try to do as much raw as I possibly can. And I told you I would do a video that would be kind of mostly about diet, but I wanted to go into some of the treatments for women who are actually dealing with cervical cancer and making a choice of whether they want to do it naturally or not. I'm just kind of sharing that in this video. And I think I mentioned the Budwig protocol again. That's the omega-3 thing, and I'm actually kind of interested in that for a number of reasons, because this doctor that I am trying to get into a program for his TBI, his veterans that have TBIs, and one of the things that his program is really pro omega-3. I don't know, they're doing their own supplement sort of format that they've developed that are mostly, again, they're all based in lipid, you know, substances that are better for absorption, that sort of thing. And he talks a lot about brain injuries and omega-3 and the nervous system. And so I've kind of half wondered, because like last night, you know, I'll get these flare-ups of, you know, tingling and numbness and almost electrical stuff, and this really bad tinnitus like I have right now. It's just this, sounds like rattlesnakes in my head, and it's, I can sit and do this for a little while, and I gotta stop and like go meditate or something to keep from killing somebody. It just drives me crazy. So I'm thinking that this Budwig protocol may be good for the nervous system because of the omega-3 absorption. I think I might have a problem with that, and it appears from her research, she was supposedly nominated for a Nobel Prize a number of times, and it was covered up or not released. It was, I don't understand all of the wares about it, but you know, they've tried to discourage a lot of these people that have come up with alternative treatments at work, you know, because there's too much money in chemo and radiation and all that stuff. So you have to ask a lot of questions. You don't know truly until you get into this journey. You're on your own and you're in the midst of it, what it's doing. I think that there's been a lot of people that have been discredited through things that they've done to help other people, and you know, that's the world we live in. So you have to really be a good researcher, and you have to be your own advocate, and it's really important. I'm really encouraging that. So I'm going to mention a couple of other things, and then I'm going to do another video, I think, on my diet, you know, exactly what that looks like in a day's time, so that you can kind of design your own, or use mine or use somebody else's, but I mean, find what fits. You got to find what works for you. It's not an easy process. You've got to fix a lot of stuff, prepare it. It's almost a full-time job getting better from this. It is a full-time job, and you have to kind of take that upon yourself rather than going to the doctor and hoping they're going to do it for you, because they're really not. They're going to offer you just a couple things, and I don't like those options. I want to have choices. And so I added, like I said, the liposomal C. I can't afford very much of it. I should probably be taking more than I am, but it's pretty pricey. The CBD oil, I've had some friends give me a couple. I've listed a link below for some that I've heard is very good. The Budwig protocol, I just started that a couple days ago, like I mentioned, so the jury's still out as much of how much that's going to help my overall nervous system and, you know, the calming down of my brain, the glutamate activity in my brain that I'm having trouble with. But I'm going to do a full video on actually what I eat in a day, and then we'll go from there. But I'm just kind of flying by the seat of my pants with these videos, because I had a friend that suggested that I share some of it, and I already have a YouTube channel for my nonprofit, which I help people with medication, you know, issues, the psychiatric medication withdrawal issues, like what I went through. And so if you want to donate to those causes, again, I'm going to put Jill Snyder's link below, and any other things that you want to know or comment, you can share, and just let me know what you want to hear about. And feel free to share anything that you're doing that's helping too, because I'm an open book with this stuff. So I hope you're all hanging in there and doing well, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.